Hi, I'm Cary Sherburne, Senior Editor at What They Think, and I'm here with Lance Martin, who's the Director of Sales for MBO America. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate it. There's been sort of a raging argument for years in the printing industry about inline finishing versus nearline finishing, and maybe it's heated up even with digital printing because digital printing had stapling built in, and some cases binding and whatever. So what are you seeing now as the trend? What do people want to do? Do they want to be inline or do they want to be nearline?
Yes. Yeah. What we see actually MBO over the last say near term, say the last 10 years, what we've seen is most of our lines end up being offlines.
Okay.
And it has to do a lot with the fact that our lines tend to be much higher rates of speed than the older digital presses, if you want to talk about the digital market. And they also have a lot more options and complexity built into them and full function. That can lead itself to some issues with making the press efficient. Mm-hmm. So many of our customers try to make the press as efficient as possible, and to do that, a very good way is to simply go roll to roll. Okay. You can keep a press running 100% of the time, get the full value out of that press, and keep it running. And that's important to many of the press manufacturers, to keep it running. Once you get on color, go, however it goes. So now, there are some disadvantages and advantages of that, so you have to weigh those in. It does make sense in many cases for maybe the data movement, reorder process, security. Those things can definitely drive you to an inline, which you can work directly with feeding the data back to the press manufacturer or the press and reprint and so on and so forth.
So in the digital world particularly, you could probably support one finishing line with two
We do that quite frequently, yeah. It goes both ways. We can not only get a finishing line to support 2 or 3 presses, we also can have 2 or 3 very special dedicated lines finishing on one press. Our case study last year involved a high-speed web press that went roll to roll to keep its efficiency as fast as possible, or as much as possible, yet they had 2 completely different solutions in their building. And it was really great to throw the roll into this one or the other one, and they got the best efficiencies out of both worlds. The other thing that's really important that is coming of big topic this year is skill sets.
Okay.
When you put an inline, if you go back to our open house and you saw some of the complex finishing solutions that are there, getting an operator that might have the skill set of a pressman and of a finishing person to take care of both of those lines might be a challenge.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, so it's better actually and much more efficient to have the people separated with very specific skill sets. The efficiencies go up.
So also if a pressman, especially as the speeds of the presses, if the pressman's worrying about the finishing, things can go wrong on a press.
They could,
too.
yeah, they could. Yeah, of course, in a non-complex situation, if you're just going roll to a very simple product at the end, that may be very possible. But many of our customers are looking for, you can't be a me too in this world anymore. You can't always be you can't just have a folder, you can't just have a cut sheet environment, because everybody's got that. You can't price compete. What you need to do is set yourself apart from the world. So it's very important for you to have very niche custom solutions for your business and your customers, and that's what we do.
And so when someone's planning to make an investment, particularly if they're looking to get new presses, digital or otherwise, and finishing equipment, I suppose you offer some consulting services. The earlier in the sales cycle, the better.
We do. All of our group is a very consultative type of group. We talk about the solution a lot before we ever get to worrying about prices and that sort of thing. We worry about the return on the investment. We try not to make solutions that don't have a good return because they don't get approved through the board of directors. So there's no sense in doing the work if it's not going to be approved. So yes, we do our best to do that.
That's terrific. Thank you.
Thank you.